So the next part will be discussing about how light travels. I hope you have an idea about angles. You have an idea about angles in class in mathematics? Yeah. So you know how what is a straight angle? How much what is the right angle?
Right angle is 90 degrees.
What is this angle?
That's a straight angle, which is 180 degrees.
So all of you know this straight angle is how much? 180 degrees, right? So we'll be using this. And you know what is an acute angle? What is an acute angle?
1 to 90. Lesser 1 to 89.
Why only 1 to 89? Can't it be from 0 to 89? I mean 89.9?
Sir, it's lesser than 90 degrees.
So anything between this, apart from this, anything between this is what? Acute angle, apart from this part and this part, right? So an obtuse angle, what is an obtuse angle?
Greater than 90, less than 80. Greater than 90.
Okay, so I understand that you know about angles, right? Now let's see. So we'll try to use these angles to trace, to understand reflection of light. So let's try to understand reflection of light. What do you mean by reflection? What do you mean by reflection?
Sir, when light falls on an object and the light comes back from the object, like it reflects, it just comes back. It doesn't go through it.
So this is the general way we represent, a wall or something, a reflecting surface in light, in optics. So if light falls on it, what will happen? It comes back.
It comes back.
So this phenomena of light coming back is called reflection. Now light, this reflection of light always follows certain rules. We'll try to understand those rules. Of course, now when light, so this is, let's say, source of light. I'm assuming that a single ray, we call this as a ray of light that you must have studied in class 6. Now this...
Sir, your voice is low.
My voice is low, I'll increase it. So this is, I'll say this is incident ray. Just when you... Is it fine? So this is incident ray, we call this as reflected ray, and we call this as normal. Fine. So to understand this reflection, we define a few terms. This light ray, I hope all of you know what is a light ray. Light ray is a line traced along the path of the ray, light. Got it? So light ray is a ray which is traced along from the source along the path of the light. This is how the light is falling on this reflecting surface. Now this one is called incident ray. This one is called reflected ray. And this one, we don't have something of this kind. It's an imaginary line which we draw perpendicular to the surface. This is called normal. And this part is called angle of incidence. This part is called angle of incidence.
So what is north?
I'll get back to you. So this part is called angle of reflection. So first, so what is reflection? Reflection is the phenomena of any object bouncing back from a surface. That's what is reflection. Reflection is what? Any object bouncing back from a surface is reflection. Fine. Now, what is it? In order to understand this phenomena and the various rules that reflection of light follows, we define some things. The ray which is incident on the surface is called incident ray. The ray which is reflected from the surface is called reflected ray. And a normal drawn at the point where the ray is incident is called normal. A normal is a perpendicular drawn at the point where the ray is incident on the surface is called normal. And then angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. Angle between reflected ray and normal is called angle of reflection. And I hope it is clear. So let's quickly take down these definitions. So what is reflection? You can take down reflection. First we'll define what is reflection. Take down. the phenomena of bouncing back of light, the phenomena of bouncing back of light from the phenomena of bouncing back of light from a reflecting surface is known as reflection. Is that clear? So that's what is the phenomena, reflection. Then what are the things that we have shown there? You can, draw a rough sketch of what I had drawn. That straight line with small bars on it, that's how we represent a reflecting surface in light, or in physics, I should say, right? And the arrows on each line show the direction of the light, the direction in which the light travels. So after that, let's try to define what is an incident ray.
So can you repeat what is a knot?
I'm sorry.
You said there's something called a knot.
Is that something called? Did I write some? I'm not able to, get what you're saying. Can you type it? Okay. Till you type, let's define incident ray. What is incident ray? A ray. Is that is a knot? It's not knot. It is normal. Okay. So it's not visible. Fine. This is normal. Right? This line is called normal. So if it is not clearly visible, just let me know. Fine. So can we go ahead?
Yes, sir, we wrote it.
That's great. So now, incident ray. So incident ray is a ray incident on the reflecting surface. So a ray which is incident on the reflecting surface is known as incident ray. Got it? So any ray which is incident on the reflecting, a ray incident on the reflecting surface is known as incident ray. I typed it down. You can just see it there. So if that is incident ray, how can we define a reflected ray?
So first we don't know what is incident.
Incidence. Oh, you don't know what is incident. So incident is, how do I explain? I should become an English teacher now.
Sir, may I tell?
Yeah, Karthik, please help me.
Sir, a ray that is reflected by its own.
So that is reflected ray. Incident.
Sir, incident means the same meaning which we use in English.
Yeah, incident is the same meaning, but can you, it's the same meaning, but can we have a different word for incident? A ray striking the surface from the source is called incident.
Sir, on the spot for incident.
No, not that incident. This is called incident ray.
May I tell?
Yes, Veda, please do help me.
It is a ray of light that is striking a surface. So basically, what is happening is the angle between the ray.
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, thanks a lot, Veda. Right? So it is the ray which is striking the surface. An incident ray is what? A ray which is striking the surface. Unmana, is that fine? Others also, the people who wanted, yeah. So I'll say incident ray is a ray which is striking the surface. That's clear to everyone? Thanks, Veda. Then what is reflected? Yeah. What is reflected ray? So I would not use the word again reflected. So I'll say a ray which bounces back from the surface. Bounces back from the surface. Is that fine? So you can just take down the definition of reflected ray also. What is a reflected ray? A ray which bounces back from the surface.
Sir, can we write?
Yes, Karthik, you want to write something else?
No, sir. I want to say, can we write bounces back by the object, by the surface?
No, when we say it is reflected by the surface, so it is bouncing back from the surface.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir, it's me.
It's
Sir, if I'm
okay.
not wrong, it is Riddhima.
I'm sorry,
I think her name is Riddhima.
Ridhima. Okay, Ridhima.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll just
Yes.
remember 33339
Sir,
name.
sir, I'm not able to see your screen
You're not able to
right
see
now.
my
It's
screen.
gone. Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Others are able to see my screen.
I can see.
Yes, sir. I think everyone else
Sir, I
can
can see your screen.
I can see, sir.
You can see. So
Sir,
others,
should I rejoin it?
yeah, quickly rejoin. Fine. If you're not able to see the screen, just quickly rejoin. So the people who are not able to see my, yes,
Sir,
Unmana.
I rejoined 3 times, but still it's just loading and it's not coming screen.
You rejoined, but it's not coming. Don't worry, it will come.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Just give yourself around a few seconds, and you'll get it. Okay. So the next thing that we have is we have defined what is incident ray. We have defined what is reflected ray. The
Sir,
next
it's
thing,
still not coming.
maybe you have to rejoin once again.
Like
Just
last time, there was a problem also. So can you like try that again?
no, last time,
So
but
no, I
maybe
meant in the last class we had a last class. We had a class last week, so she was not able to say that also. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
time
So okay,
that she
you
can try.
yeah, you can try that again. You know the trick. So next thing we'll define is the normal. What does the normal say? Normal is a line drawn perpendicular to the surface.
Sir, can we say it is a simple line?
Yeah, it's a simple line. With perpendicular to the surface at the point where the incident ray strikes.
Okay, sir.
Right? So
Sir, can you repeat? Sir, can you repeat?
yeah, I've typed it down. So normal is what? A line drawn perpendicular to surface at the point where the incident ray strikes. Ridhima, don't worry. What you can do is, because as of now I'm not using the board, I'll be using the board after around 5 minutes. Let's wait till then. Okay. So normal is what? A line drawn perpendicular to surface at the point where the incident ray strikes.
So it's still not coming.
Yeah, Ridhima.
I tried to join 3 to 4 times, but it's still not coming.
Can you use another device if you have access to any other device, any other phone or something?
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. Done. So all of you taken normal, a line drawn perpendicular to surface at the point where the incident ray strikes. Fine. I'll just write it on the board. Then
Done, sir.
we have angle of incidence. So this I'll write on the board as well as I'll type it. Then we have angle of incidence. So you can take down angle of incidence. We'll say it is angle between incident ray and normal. So angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. So we generally represent it by I. I'll write it as I. So angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. Similarly, angle of reflection.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
How do we find the angle?
I'll tell you, we have methods to do that also. You can perform that experiment at home also, right? I'll tell you how to do it, and let's do it as an exercise. You can do it at home, fine? So then we have angle of reflection. We represent it by R, angle between reflected ray.
Sir, I tried to do it with another device, but it's still not coming.
Oh, Ridhima, I'm really sorry.
So,
Yes.
her
Veda.
voice is like, echoing, and it's like.
Yeah, my voice is echoing if somebody else
No,
is
sir.
speaking.
No, Ridhima's voice was echoing.
Veda, actually, in another phone also it was working now, so that's why my voice.
That's fine.
was.
Ridhima, I don't know what
Yes.
can I say. Ridhima,
Yes, sir.
your network connection is fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll ask somebody to get in touch with you. Fine? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a second. So you can take down angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is what? Angle between incident ray and normal. That's what is angle of incidence. And then we have angle of reflection. Angle of reflection is what? It is angle between reflected ray and normal. So angle between reflected ray and normal is angle of reflection.